Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together the carrot patch. They are 3 little carrot boxes, and this is a SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. So here are some pieces. We have the, this will be the insert that the carrots go in, and this will be the box. Just going to put that aside. These are all the panels that go on the box. Put that to my right here. And then there's 3 carrots that come with it. Now you can also get just an individual carrot if you just want to make one carrot. I have an easy way to do that within the extras folder or extra stuff folder. So check that out. But this is how they open. I mean, it's a real simple box. Going the wrong way. Like that. And you could put little jelly beans or something in it. It would be fun. Or just a couple, 2 or 3 little kisses would fit in there. And then just carefully slide it close. So that'll go on the insert. So I already did 2 carrots. I'm going to show you how to do the carrot and fold it. So we have the tops. This will be part of the top. So for this, we'll just want to go ahead and fold these. I have textured paper, so I want the textured paper to be on the outside. And you can see the way I did it was just curve it back. So this is going to fold up and glue on the bottom. And then I'm just going to fold this. I want these to curve out. So the curved, inside curved part is the texture. So again, see, I'm going to fold this back and then fold it up. Get it trained, and we'll just do that really quick just so that one's all ready to go. So this will just go in here. So I have the textured side up because I'm using, like I said, textured American Crafts cardstock, and then we're just going to glue it to the bottom like that. So we'll do it 1 on each side. So you can just insert it through after you curl it. You just need a little bit of glue. Then we'll just bend it at the fold. And you can center it or however you want to do. I just try to match the other side the same. The hole's a little bit bigger just to make it easier to put things in. And you see that's how it glues. So we'll just put on that other one really quick. See, so I curled this not quite right, so let me go ahead and curl it again. And that one's correct. So these are simple, it's just a little bit time consuming. If you did like little parts, if you did all these at once and then the carrot at once, it gets faster. Anything repetitive gets faster. So you can kind of match them up. If you want to glue the bottom, you can. If you want to glue them back to back, you can. That's up to you, but they give it a little dimension. So we have that. Just go like that. We have that on the side, and we'll put it on after we get the box together. So you can see this is how it goes together. So let me put that over there. So this is the piece, and I did it all in one piece so it'd be easy to... you're going to have to glue all these little things anyway, so rather than having to glue things together, I thought one piece would be better. So I'm going to show you how to score this, or fold this on all the scores. So this is the carrot portion, and then here's a little tab. So you want to make sure you get that tab fold really crisp. And then we have this little tab up here. So you can see that. One here on the side and one there. And we'll continue on the other side. So if you do these all at once, let's say you want to do the entire cabbage patch, you don't want to just do one. Just fold all these first and then assemble them. Okay, so now we have a fold here. There. So just look carefully, and once you do one, it'll make sense. Let me get these little tabs right here. That's for the lid. These are the lid sides. And here's tabs that will go assemble the lid. And then we have this goes down, and then the big tab that goes in to close the box. So what I found is the best way for me, but you know, doesn't really matter which order you go in, but I like to do the lid first, because then I don't have to go into small. If I get that bottom part, it starts kind of closing it up on me. So I'm going to do these 2 tabs here. So you can see I just put glue on those side tabs. Then we're just going to fold them under the adjacent edge here. I have a little wet. So I'm going to hold them for a little bit because they're small tabs. So you can either hold them manually, or you could get like little mini clothespins would work really well too if you want to do a lot of them. You'd have to do them in stages. So we'll do the other side now. So there's this little tab, and then the tab on the other side. So we're just matching up that edge to the tab fold. You can see that. And we're making sure we put the tabs underneath, inside, so you can't see them on the outside. And again, you'll want to hold that for a moment. So before you move on, you just want to make sure that that's good and secure so you don't pull it apart while you're working on this next part. So now we're just going to go ahead and glue this tab, and this tab to these edges. And we're going to glue it to the inside. And I'm using a little fine tip applicator with my art glitter glue. So link below if you're interested in the bottle. It is a little bit, the neck is not very large, so fortunately art glitter glue is a little thinner than most glues, so it works well. Just takes a little patience to pour it into the bottle. But I really like it because it has this little thing right here to cover it when it's not in use. So I've tried the ones with the pins. It's not that I didn't like them, it's just that the pins broke a lot, and you know what I'm talking about. They're Dairies, and the pins broke, and I did write the manufacturer, but I always had to get a different pin. But if you don't get the right pin, some metals will rust, and it rusted a lot of the opening in my glue sometimes. So I tried these, and for the most part I'm happy with them. I just don't like the filling process, and you do have to clean the tips every once in a while, but you should do that with any fine tip applicator. So you can see I'm just lining up this edge, putting the tab on the inside, lining that edge up to this tab fold. And then once we have those 3 glued like that, you can see we're really close to having it done. It's reaching too far up there. And these are not, they're rounded, so usually I make the rounded things, they're just little flaps for the opening. So they're just flaps for the box inside. But these are tabs. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold this back, because that has to fold back like that anyways. And then we're going to go ahead and do this. And glue these 2 pieces. So this little tab's going to glue here, up here. And this tab will glue right here. So this is where it's handy to have something like a, this is a chopstick to reach in, and it's going to help me get the pressure underneath this tab to apply pressure to adhere this. So you can use any long tool that's not sharp enough to obviously go through. This has a blunt edge. So I'm going to add glue to both these tabs. Just putting a thin amount of glue here. And I'm going to glue the top first because it's easier to match up that edge up here. It's going to feel a little awkward. You could do the bottom first and do the second. I just find it's easier for me. So I get this tab You want to kind of hold it because the way that I place the tab, you don't want it flapping, else this will get stuck on it. And then, fortunately, this glue doesn't dry that fast. So I'm just lining this edge up to the tab fold. And I'm going to reach in. And I'm applying pressure on that tab, and this is my backing, so it's helping me to get that pressure behind the tab. So just double checking. I do have this lifted a little bit, so let me go ahead and add a little glue. I just didn't get a glue on the edge. So next we're just going to add this on top. So the trick, since this gives it a little bulk underneath here, the best thing you can do, I mean, you could always pop it up if you wanted to. You don't have to really glue it on. But I'm just going to add glue to the edges. And I want to see this when I open it, so I want it this way. So wherever that's the opening, that's the tab. I'm going to just line it up here to the top. Making sure. And I'm just going to go around it to apply pressure around that edge. The middle is not as important. The edge you just don't want lifting too much. And it does lift because of the bulk of the paper for the tabs of the greenery. And that's how this little carrot box is made. And then really quick, what I'm going to do, they don't make these anymore, but you could use Distress ink, the color box chalk ink. You see how old this is getting? See, it's falling apart. But I'm going to use it until it's no longer workable. There's no point in throwing it away if... see, it lifted just a little bit, but that's okay. The chalking gives it a little bit more character. So I'm just getting the edges, and then the edges along here. So again, you could use a distress tool with maybe like distress ink or distress oxide, whatever you use, or different. I know there's other brands out there. I've tried others. I'm hoping one day somebody kind of makes something like this again, this size and everything. Okay, so now we're going to put the panels on the box first, and then we'll put the box together. So I already put the set of small panels and a set of large panels on. So I'm going to show you, first of all, the things I want to note are a couple things. These aren't as wide as the sides, and I did that on purpose because these will go over once we have the box together. These will go over like that anyways. So it's really not that, I just didn't go to the edge. I did emboss them with a wood grain embossing folder and inked them a little bit. But the other thing is there's some cut lines to guide you. And for the middle piece, and the top piece will be lined up with the top edge, and the bottom piece will be lined up with the bottom fold. So, or the bottom edge, depending on, so it's the fold, yeah. So I already put one of they're the same on either one you do it, but it's easier to put them on before you assemble the box. So I'm going to put this to the side, and these go on after we assemble the box. So you see, if you can see, I'm trying to angle it, there's two cut lines in the middle here. We're going to do, what that is that's going to guide you to where you're going to place this middle piece. So the bottom edge should line up with the bottom of this, and bottom of the cut line, and the top cut line lines up with the top of this. Those are the only two cut lines we have. So then we're going to put this one lined up to the top of the box, and this one lined up to the bottom fold. So you can arrange them how you want, and the same thing on this side that has cut lines. If you can see it, I'll make sure. See, there's little cut ones to help you. So you can place the middle one first. That's how I would suggest it. And again, they're not as wide as the sides. So you can just go ahead and center it and leave a little space on both sides, on the left and right. So I'm going to pick which one's the middle for the large one. When it's flat, you can get it enough force to get it down there. And so you see I'm lining up this bottom edge to the bottom cut line. And I have to pull it over just a little bit. You see they're lined up across. And then when you put the top one, so I wanted to emulate wood, obviously. So if you can have an embossing folder, just inking the edges does a whole lot. If you have just a little bit of stamp ink, and it doesn't have to be distress ink or anything like that. Any stamp ink will do. Just some stamp ink takes longer to dry than others. And honestly, the distress ink and things like the ink that I was using it's not as wet. It's usually dye ink, not pigment ink. Pigment ink takes a long time to dry. It does work. I've used it before. So you may not be able to see, but I am lining it up with that bottom fold, so you could always fold it down. It's not that critical. It just helps with the reason I did it that way is that I have spacing. So you can see the spacing. And then now you have those placed. The ones next to it will be much easier to put down. You could use this outside box for really anything other than this carrot patch. So this could be a flexible box for a gift for a guy, or you could always modify it for something, that's for sure. Okay, now that we have all the panels on, we're going to go ahead and put it together the box. So we're just going to glue together these two pieces with this side tab, and then glue the other side tab. And we're going to glue it to the inside, obviously, because we don't want to cover the panels we just put on. Might be not that obvious for some, so it's worth stating. And I'm just lining up this edge, this right edge, to the tab fold, and try not to just go over the tab fold. So, and we'll flip it over. A little excess glue. So I always have a little wet paper towel handy to clean up my wet. And then we'll just go ahead and just fold this over. And you can see we just add glue to this tab right here. So being that it's a rectangular box, it's quite simple. It just folds right over into place. If you ever want to know what kind of paper glue I'm using, it is always in the, well, I try to, at least the newest stuff is in the product description. Couldn't think of the word. So here's the bottom now. We're just going to go ahead. I didn't really, it's okay that they overlap. We can just go like that. And we're just going to glue them all. And we can reach in, apply pressure. So for this one, you could always go ahead and put glue on these tabs like this. You could put them on the bottom too if you wanted to put the tabs on the bottom. Most people are not going to flip over the box and look at them. So I'm just going to apply a little pressure to get them set. Then flip it over and then either reaching in might be easier. Just apply additional pressure to those tabs. And then we just want to make sure they're good. So, but you could always use a tool like this too to apply pressure. So now I'm going to just add these little corners. So we'll put one on, and then I'll put the rest on. They all go on the same. You don't want to put glue all the way to the top. You can find out where you need to go to. I went a little bit close to the top, but not quite the top. And just line that edge on the bottom. It folds over. Then if you wanted to, this would be a good way to apply pressure. So you want to just fold it over that corner piece and then glue it on there. So I'll do the other three, and then we'll come back and do the insert. Okay, now that we have all four sides on, this is what it looks like. It's just enough room to put these small little carrot boxes in the insert in. So the insert doesn't have a bottom. In fact, I didn't really need tabs really that much. We're just going to glue this. We're just going to go like this. So we see these tabs. So we fold it like this and carefully score it. When you do these, my trick to this is usually getting where the score is and then just doing that next to kind of a thin area. But this is the smallest I could make the box to do with the height of the carrot, as you can see. So to me, the easiest way is to just glue them all at once, almost like we did the bottom of the box. I know it's a little dark. So let me go ahead and, after you fold it, you could fold it on the outside too, if that's up to you, because once you put it in you won't really see it, but if you're afraid of even having the idea of seeing it, just put it on the inside. So let's go ahead so you can see this. I'm not putting a ton of glue. Like I said, I could have made this without tabs at all and it could have sat in there, but this just gives it a little bit more structure, and it doesn't take that long to glue it. So we're just going to do this. Oops. Fold that over. And I do it all at once. And the reason why is that you can just do that. Line this edge up to the tab fold, and then you can just reach in and apply pressure along both tabs. Yes, the tabs overlapped. It wasn't a big deal. So it just gives a little bit more structure on that corner. And then you can always apply pressure this way too. So we'll do the second one. I'm just going to reach in, reach under here. Okay. So you don't need a ton of glue, but a goodly amount. Then I'm just, I don't care they overlap again. I'm just going to line this up, line that right edge to the tab fold of the side tab, and then this back tab. Then I'll just flip it over and apply pressure. So super simple. Its function is only to hold the carrots. So we're going to go ahead, and it's slightly smaller than the box, so it'll slide right in like that. And then I just make sure you know which way your carrots open. You just go ahead and line them up. So I'm going to line up, this is the front. There we go. Just going to go ahead, and now you have three little carrot treat boxes that you can do a little carrot patch and put your own little sentiment on the front. Just something fun. You could put a little decorative thing, you could put flowers, however you want to do it, but just a fun little way to use the little carrot box. So take them out. So that's my little version of my carrot patch. If you did like this, there we go. See, it's falling over because I'm on the side, but if you did like this video, please give me a little thumbs up down there and subscribe. And if you want to be notified of new videos, tutorials, because we do have those occasionally, go ahead and hit that little bell as well. I appreciate anything you do like that. It just helps, and it helps me know whether people like my projects, whether I should do more. right? So thank you so much for watching, and until next time.